Find it.
Uh, we're playing some more D&D. Last week was a bloody fight to prove yourselves. You won. Good job. It took
Barely.
us 5 hours, but good job. We had a sniper fight that ended with the two snipers in hand-to-hand combat with one another.
Take me 5 hours.
It's true.
Casey died an hour into
Poor
it.
Valentar may have stepped a bit too far forward.
What? No. How was I supposed to know that like everyone had hold person? I was like, he blew his
Yeah.
hold person. He probably doesn't have that many other ones.
They had
Everyone has an item of hold person. Like,
They
no.
two. It's built into their hammers because they're guards of the city.
I don't know. It's pretty awesome. If I was
super
stabbed, I
useful.
would steal one.
Yep, it's super useful. Maybe when you guys come back successful, you could requisition one.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Get that in the hands of
actually kill my
fucking
character,
clones.
and I will make a thief and steal one.
And steal one of them.
Yeah.
A mall thief. That sounds like fun. I like weird uses of rogues. One of my favorites is Bradley's Goliath strength rogue that just grapples you and stabs you. Good use of assassination. But so Convergent dueled a guy in darkness. That was super cool.
Yep.
It was a good time. Good time all around. Narvos showed off his Asimar bloodline in that arena in Solnar. We'll see how that affects the future. But the fight ends with a victory for the adventuring group Curiosity and writs of adventure being given to, I guess, everybody essentially gets deputized with little shiny badges, but like the writ itself goes to Conversion as captain, and everybody, even off the ship, has just like decided Conversion is de facto leader on and off the seas. Our Trusk Deadeye has come off the ship. He spent a long time.
I feel much better.
Yeah, custodial duties on the ship, really making himself a known figure to you guys, keeping the ship safe. I believe you were a pirate, if I remember correctly. So you've taken the time to make sure it's safely docked, well maintained. You've polished the railings a couple times, so it's a nice sheen. And you were like, you know what? I haven't killed a man in a while. I'm gonna go see what the gang's up to. So our crew, freshly deputized by the House of Duma of the aristocracy of Solnar, can now set foot outside of the city legally. They're allowed to leave. The guards will open the door for them. You guys have not technically left the city. What would you guys like to do?
Probably should provision if we're gonna be going outside the city.
Just sort of as a note, Narvos would know this. You guys probably would have gathered this information to some degree during the time. There is no... I've said this briefly, but there is no sort of like towns. There are no like villages. All you will find outside of the walls of Solnar is abandoned settlements of previous attempts in the centuries past to settle outside the walls and create a farmland, agriculture-based system outside of the walls, and just general areas of magic gone awry outside in the... As you get closer to the Stormlands, that increases. Yeah.
I can feed us, Captain. Just takes one slot a day. It's up to you.
Yeah, I can create food and water as well. It's still nice to have actual food.
Yes. Well, for you
Let's
all.
just pick up a couple health potions and call it that.
It's a good call, especially for you and Balantar. And Trusk, maybe. I don't know. Trusk, what level are you, buddy?
I am 5.
Yeah. So you I think all 3 of you are level 5. Balantar?
Yeah, I just hit 5.
5. Yeah. So the gang. So we've got, for those listening and just for us in general, we've got I think about 60% of the crew is at 8, and 40% of the crew is at 5. Is how we have a split. Cool. So health potions can be acquired. You can either go to Arcane Minded. They definitely have potions. They probably have higher end potions you could buy for a premium. There's probably somebody selling bulk lesser potions just in the trade ward. If you're just after like 2d4 plus 2 normal health potion, 2d4 plus 4. It's 2d4 plus 4. Health potions. Which would you prefer?
I wouldn't mind going by Arcane
I'm here
Minded.
for the 44 plus 4 health potions.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Craig?
I wouldn't mind going to Arcane Minded. I was wondering maybe they might have some strong poisons.
Poisons. Let's see. The group heads to Arcane Minded. Ignath, who is the proprietor, remains sort of aloof and in his sort of upper area learning space. Cindy greets you as you all enter. For health potions, I could sell you. I have 2 superior healing potions and 1 greater, and I've got 4 normal health potions. We regularly sell lesser health potions to both the city guard and some tradesmen in the market for a premium that they pay back to us. But it gets product moving and us keeping a constant inflow of cash.
Smart.
Valentar's going to report both to McMath and what's is it like Stacy or
It's Cindy. So Cindy's the woman, and it's Ignath up top that he kind of remains secluded and in his research most of the time.
yeah, just report that they got the writ and they're just prepping to go out and thank you, that sort of thing.
Yep. Cindy goes, I will report back to him. Please, when you guys return to the city, if you have the item in hand, please come directly here, unless the House Duma or I guess any of the other great houses, but I don't expect anybody else to bother you. But if House Duma calls upon you to go to their military ward, don't disobey. But if you can, come here first.
You mentioned poisons. Minis came in.
Oh, no, I have not mentioned any poisons. She turns to you at the thought of poison. She goes, poisons aren't really our specialty. We have sort of salves and coatings that are enchanted. Specific
You mentioned
poison.
you do a lot of trading, yes. Maybe you
yes.
know where I could find some strong ones, maybe like Wyvern.
Wyvern. We don't get many of the draconic nature around here. Many of them have been slaughtered, and when a larger dragon is called upon, House Duma creates a party and sends out a band of adventurers, usually headed by the head of House Duma. Second, I know his name. Aristocracy of Solnar. Head of House Duma is Alexander Duma. He usually heads a group himself to take care of any draconic presence in the sphere of influence of the aristocracy. What I will tell you is that the syndicate is known to deal with poisons. I couldn't think of any seller of poisons to at least coat your daggers in the trade ward. Poisons to be ingested. Now, that's a bit more up in our wheelhouse, but that's a bit more on the hush hush, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, we're more in the face type.
I expected as much.
That's fine. I appreciate the information, though.
No
I
problem.
can
No
provide for health potions if you're buying a lot.
Okay. For the lot, give me. It was 2 greater, 1 superior, and 4 lesser. Call it 300 gold.
Deal.
So you gain 4, 2d4 plus 4, 2, 4d4 plus 8, and 1, 8d4 plus 12.
Spread them out
If I
amongst everybody but me and the clerics.
Wait, so what?
Mess that out. All right. I mean, I'll take one of the lesser ones, and the higher level ones can go towards our more lower level squishies.
give. So which one of the 3 level 5s demands the 8d4 plus 12?
Valentoid just wants a small one.
I think. Yeah, send it over to Trusk. I mean, he's a
Okay.
champion
He's
fighter.
got a lot of health comparatively, yeah. But so,
So,
does Eddie.
you-
So Eddie would take the next one.
Yeah, Eddie takes a 44 plus 8, and so does Balantar. Balantar gets a 44 plus 8. Eddie gets a 44 plus 8. Trust gets an 8d4 plus 12.
Okay, and then a small one to Narvos, and then
Small one to
a
Narvos.
small one to each of them as well.
Cool. So the 3 of you also get a 2d4 plus 2, or 4. 2d4 plus 4. Potion.
Wait,
Nice.
that was a hell of a deal. You sure about that, Sean?
Sure, yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We got a
Arcane-minded
discount
economy
because of
is
Balantar.
Yeah, that's what I
wild.
was thinking. Yeah.
The arcane-minded economy is they handed you 10,000 platinum one day.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think they really know what money is.
What is
I
money?
think there might be a counterfeit system going
Okay,
on
that
back
makes
there.
sense.
Swimmingly, as I only have 10 gold.
I think Icknath is actually a transmutation wizard and has solved the problem of lead to gold and just hasn't told anybody.
Yeah.
He's just keeping that on the DL.
He's keeping it on the low so that he doesn't destroy the Solnarian economy. That's what I'm going to go with. All right. So the gang rolls out of arcane-minded. Narvos, you see a blue-skinned Aasimar with long hair that is tied in a bun. Hold on, let me something real quick. Right. A rapier at his side, is sort of like very fine blade, very thin. It's one of those very fancy, sort of almost like the hilt covers his whole hand, but looks like it's made of like laced gold, and is very looks like at any sort of bludgeoning or punch will just shatter. The weapon, while a blade, looks very ceremonial. He's going from tent to tent, getting a payment from each of the tenants of the trade ward. You see Imbert, who was once your younger brother, taking the tithes that you were once taught to take. He doesn't notice you. He is busy in his job, and the rest of the group begins heading towards the exit at the it'd be the eastern side of the city, which would has you guys walk through the upper ward and then through the noble ward, the grand ward. Let me and paste this copy. Load. Solnar. Load. So right, you guys are here. You got to walk out here. So you guys would walk through the upper ward, which is like better living. It's like, you're not living on the streets, but you're like a merchant or you're a guardsman in the city or, housing, like just general better living housing. And then this whole area, it looks, oh, no, it's not. What is this? Cool. This whole area, just because of the mapping website I used, it has it all split up like this. This is actually 5 separate, vast, sort of like noble mansions where the 5 great houses live. And there's big cobblestone roads that carve the way in between them that lead to the gates. You can tell as you guys walk in that direction that the city is designed to be defended in ways of like fallback points. It seems like maybe for Clarny, he believes that or you can believe if you so choose that this was probably designed by a dwarf. As you walk through the alleyways and you see choke points built into the streets where you can easily see that like a barricade could be placed with archers lining the road. Right. Anything you guys would like to do before you head out of the gates? Or
I'm just going to make sure that we're not about to walk right through the lands of House Nervos.
4, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, you can't avoid it. So
Okay.
with your time in the city, you know that. So House Ophelia lives over here, closest to the housing ward, with all of the sort of peasantry. House Duma lives closest to the military ward over here. House Solnar lives here, next to the wall in the largest complex. The third house, which is Carlisle, lives here with a road that actually leads directly to the docks. It's one of the only straight lines in the city. And then House Narvos lives here. So you can pass through the road between House Narvos and House Ophelia, instead of walking directly through their stuff.
Okay.
And the guards in the upper ward are based, except for the ones at the gate, are sort of house guard. They're not city guards. They're not patrolling, sort of looking for crimes. They're more patrolling each of their houses' zones, respective zones. And as much as the aristocracy is an alliance of great houses, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't trust one of them to steal something from the other's apartment complex.
But basically, as long as we stay on the road between the two, they really don't pay
Yeah, because
attention.
it's a main commerce road essentially, where like wagons of wines and foods and like just stuff travels to the different houses. As you could expect, the House of Grand Trade and the Charity House have tons of just goods brought to them. You actually find that there are a lot of individuals traveling that same road to you, heading to the reception areas of House Ophelia to plead their cases in front of the matron of House Ophelia, just to try and gain some sort of ear to their plights. So this is actually a very well-traveled road until you reach a certain point, about like 3/4 of the way down the road, where you pass the entrance to House Ophelia, and you are essentially, couple blocks away from the main gate heading out to Solnar, which is an imposing. If you guys have seen Attack on Titan, it's that type of massive gate between you and the outside.
The gates of Osgiliath.
Yeah.
Not
Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith, yeah, 100%. It is that type of. This is that type of formidable defenses where, like, you're gonna ask to leave, and they're gonna be like, "Do we need to open the whole thing? No, okay." They only open the actual gates for receiving armies and receiving grand. When Alexander Duma returns after slaying a dragon. That's when they open the gates and a grand show for the city. But you guys approach these grand, imposing gates. Standing next to the wall is very intimidating. I mean, I've never been to like a proper big city, like me as Sean. So like, if you have, you can just imagine standing next to like a massive skyscraper and just like looking up. And even when your neck's craned, you really can't see the top of the wall that you're standing next to. Several city guards in their silvers and golds come up to you guys and go, "What can we do for you?"
Going through the gate.
"May I see your paperwork?"
Yep, and was already reaching for it.
Wonderful.
And the writ of adventure.
You hand him the writ of adventure. Oh, cracks it, looks at each of you, counts. Seem to have added to your number. It's good, you'll possibly need it. We haven't sent any scouts out in several days. We're due, I think, in 2 days to send out another scout group. So if you come to any trouble and you're running back and you see us on horses, hail us and we will aid you in whatever way we can. If all is fine and you still come across us, we ask that you step off the road and either if you have any telepathic abilities, let us know, or just do not reach for your weapons. For if you reach for your weapons, we will be forced to believe you are bandits attempting to attack us. It's the only sort of caution I would pass your way with you leaving so close to us sending out a scouting group. Is this understood?
Sounds reasonable to me.
Nod.
With that same sort of warning, I would warn you about the bandits that infest our old settlement attempts. We have scattered throughout our domain several attempts at farmsteads that are now havens for bandits and rogues and thieves. Many have just lost their way, but are fearsome as many people can be when backed into a corner. If for any reason you come across demonic activity, we request that you abandon whatever mission you are on and return to us and give us warning. Is this understood?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Have any adventurers gone out recently, or are we safe to assume if they're not God, they're enemy?
Yes, we have not had a writ of adventure of somebody who is not being headed by Sir Alexander Duma in years, actually. I think the last one was sent out by the Adventuring Academy last spring as a sort of final test to assess their abilities before graduating. And they returned swiftly after and graduated and are now members of the guard, and I believe one is now a teacher in the school.
Thank you.
Yes, they seem quite competent.
Right. Let me lead you to the exit, and he leads you into. You guys begin walking up towards the gates, and you guys, for a brief moment, think he's going to open this massive door. Then he takes a swift left into a sort of off, not hidden per se, but like those gates are so imposing you don't even notice there's a little guardhouse right next to it. And he walks you in and opens a latch underneath in the floor. He pulls a torch off the wall that is lit with a sort of crystal. It's not an actual flame. It's a little sort of like yellow crystal that is embedded in the top. And he hands it to Convergent, as I assume you're the one in the lead.
Yep.
He goes, follow the tunnel, and you will find yourself at our closest watchtower outside the walls. That is our first line of defense in an attack, and they will let you free.
Very well.
Be careful. Do not touch the wooden beams along the path, for if you break one, the whole tunnel will collapse.
Excellent idea.
Yes, we can't have a easy way in and out, of course. That would be... And he sort of like raises his hand at the, like, you're inside the walls, essentially. He's like, that would break the point of all of this.
All right. You said you don't have any patrols out now.
No, our farthest point would be the watchtower, and the orders of our guard is the only way to leave is through the tunnel.
Very well. We will assume that any ones that we meet will be hostile.
Yes, please do. There is House Duma does hold a bounty of for every bandit killed. You don't need to bring us any grisly pieces. We trust you are people of your word, but if you keep track, and it's not an outrageous number, of course, we don't expect you to slaughter 1,000 bandits and come back mere hours later and tell us about it. But, they do have, I believe, currently it's set at a 5 gold per kill bounty.
All right.
Are there any other particular bounties for like bandits, named bandits, like ones you know are out there you need gone?
Not off the top of my head. We've with the syndicate's recent sort of collapse and lack of active work, we've really managed to find a relative time of peace within the city. Most of the bandits have either come back and asked for penance and have found it. We are not we are merciful, of course. But other than that, it's just sort of ambiguous ruffians out there that they haven't taken over a city guard and a city guard patrol in many a time. They're just annoying. They will pepper you with arrows while you run away, while we ride away.
Very well.
Hands you the torch, stands up, and just waits for you guys to head down into the hole.
Yep. Start heading down, and I'm going to assume everybody is following along behind me. And
You have a second one of those torches, perchance?
There is literally one other torch in the room. It's his only other torch.
That's okay. Thank you.
I do have a torch on me.
Yes, I don't think we should introduce fire to this small of an area at the moment.
Seems not like a wise idea now.
That is the point of the crystals. That's a very, very astute of you, my friend. Greg, how much are you sort of like hiding the undead nature of you?
I mean, if you look at that picture, like it's just gray skin and sunken eyes. That's all you can
Yeah.
really see.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
pretty covered up at this point. So yeah, this guy admittedly is like a very astute man. He's the head guard at the gate of Angel Kind. So he squints his eyes and he stops you for a moment, and like he has the whoever's behind you keep going. It's not like an aggressive move. He just sort of pulls you aside and he goes, "Tell me, what are your thoughts on William?"
They aren't very good, so
And he sort of like, with that response, he nods his head, goes, "Good, good. Just wanted to make sure we didn't have a spy in our midst."
quite the opposite, actually.
Wonderful. Be on your way then. And he just sort of like, not like hard shoves you, but gives you the push back to your friends who are cycling down. And you can, with your high insight, you're aware that he saw you, recognized what you were, and then was like, "I need to know if this is a problem."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um,
Fine with me. I move right along.
Yep. Everybody heads down. Anybody else got anything they want to say to this guardsman as he before he closes the lid on your the tunnel you guys are walking through?
I don't.
Yeah, you're already walking through. You see
Yeah,
you're already walking. Conversion.
Yeah. I'm like, and as I'm going, like once the latch is closed, the doors, the
Yep.
trap door is closed, I'm just going to be basically reaching out behind me with the torch so that whoever's behind me can grab it.
Cool. Which I think is Trusk. I think Trusk is walking directly behind you, just based on the conversations that we're having.
Yeah.
Drift Globe.
Drift Globe comes out. You guys are walking. It's a handmade carved tunnel in the ground with wooden sort of like pieces keeping it all together. And you can see that like a single well-timed maul hit would domino effect knock down each of the sort of wooden things holding it up. Clarny, once again, you have the undeniable feeling that a dwarf designed the defenses of this city. Some, probably Asimar-based dwarf designed, used the best knowledge of his life and his heritage to design and defend the city of angels.
And I'm probably familiar with, this is how we set things up so the tunnel will collapse. Like,
yeah,
poke this right here, snap this twig, and the whole thing drops.
Correct. Yeah, you've seen the Duragar do this. Drow are not less prone to collapse tunnels, but can. Definitely a Duragar tactic, though.
Just picture it. It's somebody's like, "We're a coastal town. These walls are huge." And he's like, "You think I don't know walls, laddie?"
It's kind of feels like a mine shaft as you guys walk through it. Straight line. Eventually, you come to a ladder, a little like rope ladder that hangs there, and on top is a wooden trapdoor.
Okay, I'll go ahead and climb up. Get to the door, knock like 3 times, thump, thump, thump.
Moment waits, and you hear above sort of a confused, "Did you hear that? There was the door." You hear a clomp, clomp, clomp. It opens, and the same sort of yellowish crystal light floods into the tunnel. He goes, "Oh, hello.
Hello.
Come on up." And he reaches down his hand, and this orcish fighter, he's got that same maul that beat the shit out of you guys earlier, strapped to his back, starts pulling you guys up one by one. I assume the guard let you out. I would hope if you had fought your way out of the city, you'd be a bit more roughed.
Oh, I'm quite certain that if we were to try doing such a foolish thing, we probably wouldn't have succeeded.
That's what I'd hope too, and we've trained for most of our lives to defend. I'd hope we'd manage it against, don't mind my saying, a group such as yours.
Indeed.
Well, I assume you've heard the spiel already. I won't bore you with it a second time. And he holds open the door that is like, it's steel banded. It has a big wooden oak thing that he moves, like a bar that he moves to open the door. You know, it's a door to leave and enter for sure, but it's one that would take some real muscle to bust through and enough time to collapse the tunnel before they broke through. You can easily tell that those who are stationed at these watchtowers are not, if the shit hit the fan, they're not gonna live. The watchtower really isn't there to save them. It's to warn the city before it's too late.
Yep.
You guys cycle out. It is a rainy day. Very odd, as it wasn't raining back in the city. Slight downpour. You look around, and the road, the dirt road, soaking wet. The sort of yellowish greenish grass and old wheat, like wild wheat, sort of bent by the rain and the wind. You look, as you all kind of get out and the door closes behind you, you see that there are several watchtowers in, you know, maybe 1,000 foot intervals outside the walls. Just enough so that if something happened, a beacon could be lit, but not far enough away so that, you know, nothing could be done. You guys,
part of the part that they're not going to actually be able to help each other, but
yeah,
one of them raises the alarm, the others will see.
the others will see. Very much in the sort of, you know, in the Beacons of Minas Tirith type beat, where like if one of them falls, or you know, the opening of Mulan, where the beacon gets lit and the guy goes, "Well, now all of China knows you're here." So you guys begin heading along the one road that there is. There seems to be one road heading straight east. Just as a reminder, I didn't re-mention it today, but last week I do believe I said that it is this sort of like creepy forest that you are being tasked to head to is directly east in the path of the Stormlands. Most individuals would have to walk through the forest. Those who attempt to make it to Sheltertown usually go around the forest and have to realign themselves upon circling it. Very much in a sort of Mirkwood type beat.
Before we head too far, I'd like to just kind of turn around and get one last good look at the city. It might be the last time I go there.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of sit and, you know, all the memories.
You know,
I might have left, but it's, you know, still my home.
You turn around, and it's, you know, you can see the sort of like seagulls are flying at the top of the walls. You see the cannons that are mounted on the walls. The little just specks of people walking on them. You know, it's a very imposing city, but the sort of gray stone that stands is just a testament to the people that live there and have managed to hold back the adversaries that truly, as you know, seek to just tear it down. Why? Because they can. All right. So you guys begin heading along the path. It's cold. It's not like cold as in like temperature. It's just, you know, there's a drizzle. There's a rain. You get wet fairly quickly. It's uncomfortable. What would you guys like to do? You guys aren't doing this on horses. Who's like, is there anybody keeping watch? Is there what are people up to in your trod to the east?
Do we have anybody familiar with wilderness survival?
Oh, well.
You
I
don't know,
am
Ranger Druid.
trained.
Yeah, I mean, I ran a farm. That was my whole life, so my survival's +10.
I am trained if you want assistance.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you two can kind of keep that together. With you growing up on a farm, Craig, you can tell that this is good farmland. Like if the people of Solnar could get out of their walls, they could populate this area easily. What I will say, can I get a survival check from you? Go ahead and take the advantage from Trusk.
26.
All right. Follow-up question before I kind of answer that 26. Are you guys staying on the road? I will say that the road isn't well traveled. It's like kind of overgrown. The majority of traffic it gets is from the horse patrols, the guard patrols that weekly, bi-weekly, however often they send them out. This is the path they take. So you guys
told us to go where?
To the east, to the creepy forest.
The creepy forest.
Yeah, the creepy forest.
I'd leave it up to, I'd ask.
I guess it's more of a question of this sort of like dirt road can only really be like 2x2 at most. Sometimes it closes to like a 5 foot, very small dirt road. So the question is, are you guys like walking through the wheat fields? Are you a bit more spread out, bit more wide, or are you walking in a narrow sort of 1 to 2x2?
I would probably head straight east. So depending if the road does that or not. That's my question.
It does, yeah, because the original, this is the sort of like what was once, quote unquote, the King's Road. I don't have no other sort of like representation of it. It was like the main road before, the fall of civilization on this continent.
Like the old road through Mirkwood.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it heads through the creepy forest. But now, if people are actually heading like to Sheltertown, which is the city in the center of the Stormlands, they follow this road to the edge of that forest and then veer north and circle the forest.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't want to go into it.
I'm fine with whatever you want to do, Captain.
Is there a reason that it would be better to not walk on the?
We'd be less visible to others.
Yeah, the wheat fields are like the goblin, the dwarf, anybody Craig probably would be like gone in the stuff.
Yeah, conversion's like 5/5.
Yeah, I mean conversion, you'd maybe like have your eye line,
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
it's very tall.
The tassel on his helmet.
Yeah,
exactly. So, is the plan to sort of like spread out a little bit? Not like too much, not crazy, but
I can stay on the center road, and if you guys want to dip down into the wheat, then you might.
Right. So the
You stay on the road, we dick down. Got it.
So with the 26th, it doesn't take too far, and not too far away from the watchtower. You turn around at some point around this point and still see the glint of the watchtower behind you. Which I view these watchtowers kind of like the same aesthetic of like the Warcraft 3 human watchtowers. That's how I view them.
Oh, I thought we had books.
So it's not too far from the city walls, maybe a mile and a half maybe from the city walls. Trusk notices it out in the field first, and he calls your attention to it, Craig, and you with your sort of battlefield insights are quick to pick up the fertilization of this wheat field, and then you pull up a very rusted and old soldier's helmet.
Yeah.
which explains why these sort of fields out
Just
here
grow
on
without being
outside
maintained.
are growing without being maintained. Is they at some point in what you assume is the past 100 years, like you find maybe like a small bone with a 26. You find some small pieces of bones, but like a grand battle happened outside the city of Solnar. And, obviously Solnar won because it's still standing behind you, but you begin to understand like a cost was paid. For actually, do you know? Craig was a farm boy. Why would he know this? Can I get an Arcana check from you? Or a religion? Dealer's choice.
Yeah, they're the same. 13.
13. You haven't fought any demons. I don't think I've put any demons in front of you as Sean. So you have no real thought on this. It could be, you don't know who the adversary was. Narvos, though. Narvos, can I get a history check from you?
Yeah, I was about to ask about that.
I do understand Abyssal, though, remember?
You do understand Abyssal.
Yeah.
How did you learn Abyssal?
I don't know. It was the zombie thing.
It was the zombie
thing.
thing.
To do
Cool.
with Craig, yeah.
I know why you know Abyssal, but it's a memory block.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
that I remember that, yes, it is a memory block, which you have not unblocked.
All right. History check, you said?
Yes, please.
11.
11. With an 11, it's the same sort of like knowledge like a high school graduate would know about the Civil War or the Revolutionary War, which is about like 120 years ago. The Barony of Flesh sent their most recent massive army against the aristocracy of Solnar. The aristocracy had at that point attempted to recolonize and resettle farms outside of the city, which was what the people of Solnar believe was the impetus for the attack. And a grand, fleshy, like virulent, pestilent army attacked. Many diseases were wrought, and it led to a sort of culling of much of the population. And when the demon army finally approached the city to conquer it itself, a grand host was raised from all of the great houses. Alexander Duma's father was a general in it. Solnar himself. It's the most recent time in history, in Solnar's history, that Solnar himself came out from his campus in the Upper Ward and fought.
Was it like the Gondor fight?
This is very much the last battle of elves and men in terms of Solnar, where Solnar fought the greater demon one-on-one. The Alexander Duma's father fell in that battle, and Alexander Duma picked up his maul, a weapon called the Pyre Maul, and defeated more demons in his house's name. Just so you know, Narvos knows this because Alexander Duma is like the hero of
Kvatch?
Solnar. His name is Alexander Duma, Defender of the Walls, Slayer of Chilling Doom, Wielder of Pyre Maul. He's got like one of those, when he gets announced at a ball, people have to stand there for 30 seconds and listen to his list of titles. But yeah, that's this battle. This is the grand battlefield of that battle. And the dead were not recollected. There was too many to recollect, too many to count. And the fears at the time was that their bodies had been corrupted past the point of bringing them back within the walls. You do know that one of the great abyssal demons is an undead demon. And there is great fears of necromancy within Solnar, which is why William is sort of kept at an arm's length. Like, he's such a powerful trade force that they can't really say no to the trade. but there has never once been an undead allowed within the walls.
That's good to know.
As they have an undead with their walls for the past like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, but he doesn't read as an undead is the issue. Like,
yeah.
I'm like the opposite of an undead. I'm an
like
alive.
there's a lot of like paladin and clerics around that are constantly doing like detect evil and good. This guy doesn't ping as an undead, so he gets to just walk away with it. Whereas like Charles, if you guys remember Charles, the sort of undead leader of the army you guys chased, he pings as an undead.
Yeah, Charles Entertainment.
So yeah, that's what you see. That's what you got. That's why these fields remain well fertilized. Is they have been fertilized with the dead.
What time was it when we left?
Oh, it'd be probably noon, after a little bit afternoon, because it's all in the same day.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody a good berry.
Okay.
So y'all are good for 24 hours.
Yeah, I did the sort of hand wavy at the end of the big conflict. Electra came up and was like, "Long rest hand wave." So you guys, that's why you guys aren't, half of you aren't spitting blood and half of your teeth onto the ground right now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You guys, any questions? Any questions, queries, concerns before we continue on? Any more sort of investigating anybody wants to do on this ancient battlefield?
Actually, I will say I have one good berry left because I don't eat, and I'm gonna give it to Carney and tell him you can put this in someone's mouth if they're dead.
Oh, thanks. And then you watch him eat it.
Fucking goblins.
That was good. It was delicious.
Yes, well now you've had two. I hope you're very full.
Oh,
Just gonna start being the scene for Fellowship when Merry and Pippin ate like 6 of the lambus.
How many did you have? 7. Right.
Yeah, wait until it goes to poop.
He's not. That's the problem. Right. So you guys continue forward.
And were we spread out? I can't remember if we decided we're doing that.
Yeah, you guys decided you were spread out. I thought you guys probably came back together when Craig said that, and now as we push forward, you guys kind of like, it's not like uniform. You guys just sort of like spread out. I view you guys at probably like 30 feet on one end to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's tall. Go ahead.
Pretty much just enough, like a fireball won't catch all of us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I picture
and
Eddie
it's
and Cody as we move along are like swapping places and like
bamfing back and forth.
Yeah.
We're actually having a discussion with each other. We're just talking like the weather and stuff, going back and forth, playing rock paper scissors, that kind of thing.
In Cody's world, it's actually not raining right now. Like in his timeline, that's the timeline that Cody has been pulled from, where the Stormlands don't exist. So just having a conversation about what that time's like.
What if?
That's the lore of the Echo Knights, is that they're pulled from dead timelines.
Yeah, I mean, I think just because the wheat is tall, so some of us are just straight up hitting it. I'll be on one end, and then I'll just start a telepathic communication with whoever's on the other end. That way, if something happens to either of us, we can kind of know. So I'll just keep on doing that as a bonus action until something happens.
You guys know, just based on when you guys set out, that you are not going to make it to the forest by the end of today. You'll make it there around mid to late morning tomorrow.
If it starts getting dark, I start looking for a decent place to set up camp that's like off the beaten path.
Therein lies a somewhat issue. This is like Nebraska farmland. Yeah, I mean, like Oklahoma Panhandle type
yeah,
land.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. You do find you have two choices. You can either set up camp in the wheat and use the wheat as cover, or find a slight incline that is a slight hill and set up camp on top of the hill. Those are essentially the two options you have in front of you.
I'm just checking something.
I personally think if we're in the wheat, it gives an easy opportunity for somebody else to be in the wheat and sneak upon us.
I think my input would be this. I think this comes down to a decision of: do you guys feel confident enough that if somebody comes up on you, you can smack them down, or do you want to hide?
Smack him. Eddie wants to smack him. Let's go on top of the hill so we can see him coming, and then
Well, that's
smack him.
WWE, because I'm ready to smack down.
Sorry,
Can anyone do a tiny hut?
Maybe.
Does
I
you
was
really?
actually about to ask Sean. It's the party plus 2 NPCs, right?
Correct. So it's 7
9.
plus 2, so 9.
9. Good. Because Lehman's tiny hut allows 9 people,
Nice.
9 creatures.
9 plus the parrot, and I'm not a cruel man.
Oh, could I have taken Timmy's goggles?
Yeah, buddy. Go ahead.
Wait.
No problem.
They'll all catch up later. They're like still in the city or something.
Yeah, no, Tim Toothy's taking care of the boat with Jelly.
Yeah.
He's a boatman.
He's a boat guy. He's actually concerned that pirate he made an enemy of will show up when he's not there, and he doesn't want to miss that fight.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's also convinced Gurk. The same deal.
Yeah. Gurk's like, I mean, I can't. I gotta protect him. If that pirate shows up, somebody's got to have his back because Jelly's too small to actually reach his back.
And Gurk's axe is like, yeah, and we'll kill him, right?
Yeah. You guys come back. There's a burning ship in the bay. Tim Toothy and Jelly are dead. Gurk is just standing there waving his axe at the dock workers. It's next.
Just the scene from Community when Donald Glover comes back, everything is burning.
We have pizza though.
We found an arcane orb. It makes pizza.
Arcane pizza.
Okay.
Right. So,
I could cast Lehman's tiny hut.
yep. No problem. No
One
problem.
of my domain spells.
Takes 10 minutes, 11 minutes, and you have a Lehman's tiny hut, which protects you from the rain, which is really nice. The ground is still wet, but I'm sure you guys have ways to make the ground less wet.
Sure.
Would you like me to de-wet the ground?
I'm not that
I
much.
cast de-wet.
I believe salt soaks up
I'm
moisture.
gonna cast destroy water on the ground.
And the ground cracks and dries out until it's that like dust bowl level dirt.
You don't really need to do that.
There's a bit of overkill.
It is nice and hard now for you guys to put
That's
out
weird.
your rolls and whatnot.
I'm gonna sleep right. It'll be alright.
All right, Slip watchers.
In fact, actually, I'm gonna make 20 good berries.
Don't give them to the goblin this time.
No, you each get 2.
Arnie eats them both instantly.
The bastard.
No fear.
Delicious. You've actually noticed that the parrot's satchel is empty, and Carney has stolen all of those good berries.
Oh, come on. This goblin.
He's had probably about like 8 good berries today.
No, bad goblin.
Oh no, We're all going to be like laughing at him tomorrow.
Guys, I need to get off to the side of the road real quick. 30 minutes later, you guys are still waiting for him. How you doing there, buddy?
Anybody got a plunger?
Grunting and screaming noises from the
He's
wheat.
gonna plunge his butt.
Yeah. Right. So, for first watch? Who's first watch?
I'll take the
I'll
last
take first
two
watch.
watches.
Okay. First watch. Go ahead and give me a perception check. First watch happens as the sun kind of heads below, and the night sky turns completely black.
And I do
I
just
rolled a
sit up
natural,
with
I rolled a
my eyes
natural
open.
20.
Sorry.
You roll a natural 20. With a natural 20, you do see towards the sort of southeast. So a little off the path you guys are walking on, a flicker of a campfire. It's way in the distance, far enough away that you don't think they really spotted you, and you really only see just like a flicker of light. And your forge brain is like, that's a fire.
I love fire.
Nothing else happens. Your watch passes. Second watch. There's 4 watches, so I need one person to take this watch.
I'll take this one.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a perception check.
23.
A 23. With a 23, you sit out outside the hut with your sort of back pressed against it. You look around and you look back and you can see the lights of the city in the distance. Just sort of like a constant glow on the horizon back the way you came. About halfway through your watch, Carney comes out of the bubble and goes, I gotta go. And he walks off into the wheat, and you're treated for the next like hour to goblin grunting sounds and just general sadness from his end.
Both ends.
Both ends, yeah. He comes back, head down.
Sweating.
Yes, sweating profusely. You can see that he like pulled off most of his gear, and it's just sort of hanging on the sides of him. And he goes, man, those good berries ran right through me.
Popped a blood vessel in his forehead.
Yeah, one of his eyes is bloodshot, just crimson red. I'm
A
gonna,
weird limp.
yeah, I'm gonna go lay down. Yeah,
Hey, buddy.
And he collapses into the bubble because he's allowed into the bubble, and like the bottom part of his legs are still outside the bubble, just like rain drought, like hitting them. He lands with a clatter and wakes up most of you. Like that brief sort of like, oh, what was? It's just Carney. Most of you roll back over. He's soaking wet because he's been out in the rain for an hour. So he just sort of like, those of you around him, Clarny and maybe Craig, who's right there and is about to get up, you just kind of like feel the cold rainwater pour off of Carney onto you.
I'll scooch his feet inside the bowl so he's actually fully inside.
Yeah, he gets fully inside. A little whimper as he falls back to sleep. Right. Narvosis ends. Craig comes on out. Craig, can I get a perception check from you?
Yes. 14, very low.
14. The 14, you don't see anything until the very beginnings of dawn. And then way in the distance, with a mixture of a low roll, but you're really high passive. The low roll doesn't give you much other than you can see what you believe to be the outline of an abandoned farm way to the southeast. But with your super high passive, you feel like you saw something move on the roof.
Hmm.
You don't know if it was a wind vane.
Santa Claus.
You see, yeah, Santa Claus. Maybe a broken tile that maybe flew away. That it is not a major wind, but there is wind and there is rain. You're unclear with a mix of a low roll but high passive. You're like in the periphery. You feel like there was movement on the roof of the abandoned farm you see in the distance.
Wave my hand for a conversion.
You go in, get
Conversion will look at you.
You want to go make some pocket change?
What did you see?
There's a farm, from what we were told by the guard, and what I think was movement. We probably have some bandits over there.
Clarny, you're kind of awake. People are talking near you. You could relay what you saw.
I explained like the fire from earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
was this?
exactly.
You point to it?
First watch, and I show him in the general direction.
He points in the, maybe about
Sniper skill.
Yeah, it's one of the. He points not directly at what you know is that barn, maybe like, I don't know, 50 feet to the side of it. And, Clarny's not good with large outside distances as a dwarf.
It's probably the same area, though.
There. Yeah, you assume. Easy enough to assume.
I will try to scope it out.
You take your scope. It's still like the beginning of morning. There is no sunlight. There's like the beginnings of the pink and orange on the coming from the horizon. You scope down. Go ahead and give me.
It's away from where we need to go, but what was the roll?
It's a perception check.
Oh, okay, yeah. This time was a 21.
21. With a 21, you have that. Let me do a roll myself real quick. 1 second.
What was that? Sound like your microphone went through a blender for a second.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just letting you know.
What'd you get?
21. 9 plus
Can I
7.
get a? Are you attempting to be stealthy at all?
No. The sun's not that up, so.
You both have the same sort of like, it's the classic sniper glare.
Nice.
On the roof, and you can tell by how quickly the sniper glare disappears when you see it that they spotted you too.
Ooh, what's the distance?
Oh, you're probably like max distance. So what's that? 1,000 feet?
1,200.
1,200 feet. Well, let's call it 1,500. Let's call it 1,500 feet.
I can't even try it then.
Yeah, far enough away where you guys can't take shots at one another, but close enough where, with the sort of field aesthetic, both of you can notice a glare. He doesn't see, whoever that is, doesn't see your numbers or who you are in particular. You both just got lens flare.
Quick flash.
Just lens flare of the sun bouncing off.
Well, he knows I'm here. We should probably go.
All right. You don't want to go check it out anymore?
No, we should. That's what I'm saying. We should go. Yes, we should kill these people.
To at least see what they're up to. But
that's fine, yeah.
Right. Show of hands. Who sleeps in their armor?
Nope.
Already changed.
Yeah, you got in your gear to.
He has comfy leather armor that he feels very comfortable sleeping in. As a fighter with a lot of experience, sleeping in armor.
For Clarny
Yeah.
and Virgin to get.
Trust's
Trust
leather
will
armor
sleep.
is a jacket.
Studded leather. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't sleep on, I would have to put on my chest plate, but that's the only armor piece that I.
We'll take the couple of minutes to put on gear, and the troop rolls out. No problem. You guys are seasoned adventurers. Doesn't take you long. So you guys head over to now. Here's, I guess, the major question: speed or stealth?
Yeah.
Stealth.
All right.
Stealth rolls for everyone then.
That's without trace.
Plus 10 to everybody's rolls.
That'll be a 19 for Trusk then.
19 for me as well.
I have disadvantage on it. The lowest I got on that was a 17 plus 10, so 27.
That's 4 for Eddie.
Plus
21.
10.
Plus 10. It's a pass without trace, so you get a plus 10.
Total.
26.
How did I get a higher stealth roll than? Yeah.
I got a conversion got a 24,
Okay.
and Belleran got a 28.
You shouldn't have disadvantage in a breastplate, Joe.
No, it's a half plate.
Oh, I thought you were on a breastplate. You should get a breastplate, bro.
I'm hexblade.
Yeah,
Hexblade.
but
I got
it's
medium.
the same armor, right?
Yeah.
Medium.
I forgot to roll for Carney, but I just did, and he got a 29, so he's
Right.
basically invisible.
You guys keep it moving. You guys get closer and closer until looming out of the early morning light's beginning to come up. You see Craig, a single crossbow archer on top of a roof. With your passive perception, you can see on the far side of the this barn you guys are approaching a dying fire with a plethora of humanoids beginning their day. They're like rubbing the sleep out of their eyes, gathering around the embers of the fire. One of them seems to be kicking. You see the one with the crossbow. As you guys are sneaking up, you see this one clock Eddie. Eyes go wide.
I stand up straight. I hold my hand up.
He's diving off the roof, yelling, "Boss, boss!" And we're gonna take a break right there.
All right.
He had a 14.
Yeah. Oh damn. Mitsubishi, bro.
Yeah, he rolled a 14, so he spotted him.
the hot minute.
What a great
That's
way
what-
to start off this combat.
That's what we came in on yet.
Right. Just sort of like as the start of initiative, the first thing that happens is this guy tucks and rolls off the barn roof. Like, boss, we got company, boss. And I'm gonna roll an acrobatics check for him
Yeah.
to see if he fucking
Lands on his
stumps
neck,
it.
just breaks his neck.
This man's acrobatics.
Yeah, we'll find out if he's a little lad who likes berries and cream.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. +2. Does he have any? Nope. Yeah, he snuffs it. He's prone on the ground. Flip. How many hit points does he have? He's gonna take. He takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage and sprains his ankle. As he boss. At that point,
starts making the noise of when the lady during the grape thing fell out of the thing. Hey, you know what I'm talking about?
I know
can't talk
exactly
good.
what.
Yes.
at that point, the commander, the boss. I'm actually going to rename him to just say boss.
Bruce.
He turns and goes, "Get your sorry asses out here! We've got company! You! Get them!" And that's going to be his turn. He's going to draw his greatsword. This is going to be like the classic, bandit boss archetype. Dude's got a sword like a Zweihander the size of him that could cleave any one of his men in two. Dude's buff and bulked and yoked and just a massive dude. And he's going to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Can we say he looks like John Cena?
Then you wouldn't see him. So let's do more The Rock.
Yeah,
let's
okay.
let's give him more of a rock.
Then we couldn't see him.
Yeah, if we had done that, I would have made him invisible instantly. And that's how the fight-
I was gonna say Dave Bautista, but if he stands still, then
Then you also can't see him. So yeah, we're gonna go with The Rock. I think that's who we're gonna be visualizing.
so we can always
I mean, he's
smell
in
what he's
everything.
cooking.
The great thing is one of my domain spells is greater invisibility.
And we'll say he used his action to spur his allies into movement. Which brings us to Conversion.
Conversion will cast Bless and give it to Trusk and Eddie and himself.
Okay.
Frontline Bless Squad.
Eddie, you said, not Craig.
Yes, Eddie.
Plus squad, dude.
Hashtag blessed.
Color. Flow, apply. Okay.
He'll walk forward. That in that direction, basically, towards the end of the house.
Do you want to be like there or there?
There's good.
20, 25. You can either make it there. So like here, if you want to be outside the house, or you could stop here and keep the house sort of like in your line of sight, or you could do the sort of like, hello, move.
I'll go one back, not quite around the corner, as I'm seeing that there's a good sized crew over there. I'm like,
here you can sort of like peek your head over and see like the crew of also leather clad, like soft black leather clad, and pulled over cloaks to protect them from the rain. All of these guys kind of turning at where their commander just ran to. There is also around that fire 3 dudes also in the sort of like soft leathers, cloak pulled over, but they begin reaching for crossbows. And there's this guy on the ground, like holding his ankle, like, boss, they're coming. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, it stings.
It's broken.
Really
I think
gonna
I
be
broke
funny.
it.
He's gonna be the guy that we ignore the whole fight.
I think I broke it, boss.
That's gonna be it.
Okay. Bless is a good turn.
Ready weapons.
All right, pulls out you longsword, which is a flame sword, and a shield,
Short
right?
sword,
Short sword.
short flame tongue, and a shield.
Cool. Okay. Next up are all of these guys. They're gonna let me pull up their specific stat blocks. Yeah, you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 15, 20, 25, 30, 15, 25. 30. Thirty, 30, 30. Nope, one more. These guys use their action to help him get up. They pull him up and then push him, let's say, back over there. So they like 3 guys don't even draw weapons. They just run up, grab their friend, and pass him back down the line. Conversion, you see 3 to 4 of them are starting a large sweep. You don't know if they're actively running or actually give me a perception check.
It's a decent roll. Perception 24.
24. You see them draw weapons. They're not like running for the hills. They're doing what you can only imagine is a large circle around. Yeah.
Plank spank.
That is, and these 2, I guess these guys are just gonna these 2 are gonna flatten themselves dash actioning against the other side of the barn. And that's them, which brings us to Clarny, the clown bros.
Okay, I can move. Was it a full 30 now?
You move a full 30 now, yeah.
Let me. Yay!
That whole
I'm a
30.
big boy now. Let's move over. Like I'm gonna move up with Conversion behind him.
25.
Can I? Can I peek or can I see anybody or peek around?
We're currently doing the like classic,
peek
sitcom
around the
thing
corner
with heads stacking. And this is what you see. You see a bunch of black cloaked, dark leather wearing, dual dagger wielding people scattered around this sort of like destroyed farm. This over here, I didn't give you an explanation on what this is. It's a ruin. You can see like the foundations of an old farmhouse that are there. And it seems like there are like floorboards from the original floor being used as a very poor roof. And that's what this is. It's just like a ruined farmstead. And this is the barn.
Let me so those guys that are kind of over there. So is that the boss in the green?
Yeah, so the color coordination is black are the dagger guys, this green are the sort of crossbow guys.
Okay.
These colors we'll get to, and then this light green is the boss.
Boss. Okay, I got you. So do I have line of sight on the group of boss guys there?
Yeah, you can look over and see them.
Can I put a wall of fire around them? Like
you want to put it in a circle?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's the dimensions of the wall of fire?
20 feet in diameter and 20 feet high and 1 foot thick.
I'm gonna literally look up diameter. I'm so bad at math. Diameter.
20 feet side to side.
Yep.
The diameter is just twice the radius.
So basically, I want to get the boss in like those whatever is, if I can get those other
So
3,
20
4, 5
feet
guys in there with him.
from side to side is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's an
Okay.
diameter.
That'd be by diameter.
And you want the circle to do that.
Exactly.
Bada bing.
That's beautiful. And so when the wall
I'm really proud of
appears-
myself. This was good math. Thank you, guys.
Each creature within its area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, each creature takes 5d8 fire damage, or half as much damage on a successful
on
save.
fire. Hold on. Let me.
Fire.
So on one side of the wall, select.
I'm going to need more d8s.
You haven't played a paladin, have you?
Not high enough level, no.
I had a paladin. Yeah, I had a paladin that had, and I had that moment where I like critted with like a level 3 and did like a level 3 smite and looked at my pile and was like, I need more d8s. And so
I think I once rolled a 12 d8 on a paladin before.
Yep.
What's your charisma, Chad?
It is 10.
Never mind.
My low.
Okay. So they're gonna roll their dex saves. How many of them are? There's 5 of them.
I guess I can go ahead and roll damage because.
Yeah, you roll damage because it's either halved or.
So it's 5d8. Okay. And just add it all up. Gotcha.
These were some poor rolls, let me tell you.
The damage is going to be 23 total. So
23 total. So the boss takes half. He was the only one who succeeded. Everybody else takes 23. You say?
12.
Screams are heard from the inside of this wall as just the sizzle of the rain falling on it as everybody in here is incinerated, except for this guy who takes half damage. But so he takes 12. I mean, he yells like this is a hound level burning he's receiving. Ross.
I mean, that's my turn. And then Carney is just going to be shocked and awed at that and just take a dodge if he needs it.
You got it. And I assume he pulls up in his classic positioning.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Right. Wild. So, like, you guys, this is like not even mid-morning. It's like the
we woke them
dawn. Yeah, it's literally dawn. It's still really dark here. It's raining, and this column of fire is now just spinning in a circle in the middle of this ruined farmstead. Kind of, all these guys who are actively moving forward stumble for a second and flinch at the brightness of this wall. Next is Eddie.
Eddie is going to do what Eddie does, and he's going to try and grapple that bandit boss.
He is in
You cannot get to
a
him.
wall of fire. As I
Wall of
just said.
fire.
Can I see inside the wall of fire?
No.
Well,
As it is a wall
Yeah,
of
it's
fire.
okay.
You don't even know this is going on right now, Eddie. Because
Yeah.
the house. Well, we might see it some brightness.
You see the
Probably
light.
see the
Yeah,
light.
you see the light.
And hear
but
the
you're like, what happened? There was a lot of yelling and a bright light. So, like,
I'm
yeah,
probably
Eddie,
flinching too.
this is what you see, Eddie. Like, this is the sight you have, buddy.
all right. Well, Eddie's just going to move up, find the first person he sees, and beat him.
Which way do you want to go?
Yeah.
Which side of the
He wants
house do
to
you
go
with your friends or on the other side?
port side.
David, I
left.
swear to God. I swear to God, dude.
Left.
I know.
You're
He's
running a
being
state
funny.
campaign and you don't know where the
He's-
port side is?
He wants to be funny, is what that guy
Go to
wants to
the-
do.
Is it
Go
not
to the boat
funny?
door.
It's not.
Boat door.
I'm laughing.
It was
We're all
goddamn
laughing.
funny.
Good thing these people play Sea of Thieves, huh, David? Right. Okay. You moved over there, buddy. That was your 30.
Yeah, Cody will come 32. I guess I can take out my crossbow, right? That's just like for the
You
thing.
can, but you don't have line of sight on anybody.
Well,
How tall are the walls of the ruins?
There's like a floor on top of it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they're in there to try kind of like get away from the rain to some degree. I just can't build a little second floor thing right there.
all right. Eddie's fine with this. This is all we can do.
So here's a recommendation. You can hold an action. You could take out your weapon and be like, I'm going to hold a grapple action for the next guy to get into range.
Yep, sure. Eddie will do that. He'll grapple the next guy. He gets close enough.
And that range is?
Can't imagine. Well, if I'm using my whip, it would be 10. But if I have to grab him with my hands, it would be 5, I think.
So which one are you ready? You got.
I'll use the whip, of course.
So you have a 10-foot reaction. So if you see anybody get within 10 feet of you, be like, "Hey, I'm grappling that guy."
Gotcha.
Yeah. Cool. Trusk. Let me
Right.
sort of orient for you now.
Sean, I forgot to have Velron move up.
Oh, you did. We're gonna quickly stop, and Velran's gonna run up.
He's gonna basically move up.
Cool. Trusk. You see this. You see your friends. There's a bright light. And
Give me a little bit of a topside view. I'm counting right now. Distance. Okay. I am going to run over there using a dash action being consumed by my
action surge.
Action surge, yes.
Okay. Which way? Which way do you want to go?
Yes. Diagonally across to the front of the building. Pan. I want to be right in front of the brown thing.
Right in front of this?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my sneaky way of getting more people out. There's nothing there. There's just more people in the barn. So you want to be
fine.
here.
I'm going to be right there. And then I'm going to take my first attack at the one on the side of the building closest to Eddie.
Okay. So you take a swing at him.
I am going to, with my great axe, before I do this attack, I will use my great weapon master feat and take the -5 penalty.
Okay. You turn around the corner, you pull out your axe, and you sort of flinch for a moment at just the bright fire that is directly next to you. You push past that, you pull out your axe, and you swing.
All right, and that it is a fucking critical hit.
Love it.
Woohoo.
So that will be 29 plus 10, 39 points of damage.
You slaughter that guy. Just. And it does that classic where he looks down for a moment, looks back up at you, and then his top half slides off.
Right. That reduced him to 0, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Way past it.
I need to double check something because I have the...
Yeah, you over doubled his health. You hit him for over.
Action.
Yeah, bonus action.
On your turn, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you can make one melee attack as a bonus action.
Yeah, which you did both of. So you have a bonus action attack as well this turn.
And I have my extra attack as well.
You do. Cool. One guy, his dagger's drawn, like looks at you, looks back at his friend, looks at you, and what do?
I will attack him.
Like it goes from his friend who just died to you to the wall of fire directly next to him, back to you.
That's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For 9 slashing.
9 slashing. This time, this guy manages. He's a bit more on the draw since he watched that happen, and he just put a deep cut into his chest as he tries to backstep far enough to not die instantly.
You know what's great about the champion archetype, Sean?
It's fighter with more fighter.
You crit on a 19.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's fighter for fighter.
That's going to be another crit.
Okay.
For a total of 25 damage.
And with that one, you pull your axe out of his sternum. You can see like his blood pouring down him, and you just bury the axe in his skull. Pull it out, push him back into the fire.
Trusk will go, now mind your manners, children.
His like legs kind of twitch a little bit as the top half of his body is immolated. That's your turn, Trusk. That's a full turn right there. Craig,
Turn.
Yo,
where are you? You're right here. So what you see is this.
I know.
You see.
I'm gonna end up in the middle of the path on the right over here. I'm casting Zephyr Strike on my way over there.
Okay.
So it'll be a little further out to the right.
You want to get there?
A little more.
Oop.
No, it's like on the tan, the light tan.
Oh, you want to be over here?
Well, it was to the right more, back, up to, right there.
You got it.
And yeah, I'm gonna shoot this person on the left here.
Him?
No, I can't see him.
Okay. Yeah, cool. This guy.
Yeah. And I have advantage from
Lovely.
Zephyr Strike. And that would be 23.
Okay, yeah.
Sneak attack.
And what are you using?
Bow.
The bow.
But I haven't activated the string, so it's not like gonna be loud as hell.
Nope, was just asking. I know you have a sniper and a bow.
Yeah. And then bugs. 19 damage.
19, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That arrow goes right through his eye.
Oh, does he
And
go
he sort
down?
of looks at you
Oh no.
and then falls over dead.
All right, second attack to the next guy over. And it's a dirty 20 to hit,
That hits.
and it doesn't get all the extra fancy stuff on it. It's only 6 damage.
6 damage. That one hits the dude in the arm. And he's like, whoa, shit. Snaps it. Continues on his way.
That's me.
Right. Now it's Narvos. Narvos, spin back. You kind of actually, you do kind of have a sight on the bandits that Craig was shooting on. They're very dimly lit. No, actually, they'd be very brightly lit. I'm a liar. They were sort of like darkness flanky move. Not working right now.
They just walked right into the spotlight.
Yeah, that didn't work too well for them. Let me see. Okay, that doesn't count because that's too far away. Do a action, Radiant Soul. I get wings and I can fly now.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go 30 feet straight down flying.
30.
All right. And then I'm gonna do two sorcery points, quickened, and those 3 guys down there need to make a dex save.
2 successes and 1 fail, I assume. Really good rolls and one really bad one.
Yeah, DC 20.
DC, ooh, 20. That's actually 2 failures. One success. That's a high DC.
Yes, it is. I'm making some fire too. 24 damage total. It's low.
It's too good. Annihilated.
Yeah. And then so 12 to him.
And this guy runs out of the fireball, scorched and whatnot. Cool. Roll a d20.
Yes. 7.
7. Wunderbar. Right. Next up is Balantar.
Cool. There's one dude. I am going to dash to get as far close to that dude as I can. 60 feet.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Just beelining it towards him. It's that close.
Can we say that 10 steps off, I would use my action surge to cast darkness with my tiefling ability?
Sure, buddy.
On my shield, and then keep going. I just don't want to be like, oh, here I am, and there I stop. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's moving, and then it keeps moving forward. That's it for me, though.
Okay, let me make new circle, 20-foot circle.
30.
30-foot circle.
15 radius, so 30 diameter.
Yeah, this is it. Cool. Right. Okay. So these guys are fucked. They turn around, and there is a circle of fire, circle of darkness. They go, well, shit. Come on, buddies.
They make the wise and tactical decision.
5, 10, 15, 20. Hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I have. I'm gonna put them over here. I don't care.
You knew that was gonna happen.
30. I knew what was gonna happen. He's right here. We all know it. That's where they ran off to. They're just trying to run around the corner. Actually, better plan. They're going to move here, 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 because it's everybody's turn, and they're going to set up defensive lines. Everybody, come on out. I'm ready some actions. Run out.
Your friends.
Love my line of sight.
I mean, you have the same line of sight as all of them.
Yeah, I know.
And then, Trusk, you have this moment after you kill this guy. You see his body fall into the flame, and then the door opens next to you, and you are engaged on all sides as they just flood around you. One of them will run out of your line, though. So this is the first guy. You can take an attack of opportunity on him if you'd like.
Hell yes, I will.
Yeah, he literally has nowhere to go other than out of your line of range.
24 hit.
Yeah. You know, but none of these guys have that good gear.
16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. 16. He's still standing, but a heavy cut into his chest as you just sort of like swing at him. And poor guy, he's gonna be the first one to make it to David too.
I'm a spit in his face as I do it.
So David, you see Eddie. Sorry, you see a guy with a deep cut in his chest, bleeding profusely, begin running towards you with a wild look in his eyes as he realizes how bad of a hit that was.
He's getting grabbed is what's happened to him.
So you had your whip grapple ready. So is that the DC 15 that I need to roll?
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say we're using it as the rope of entanglement kind of deal. So
rolled a 12. So you have this guy grappled and restrained.
Yep, grappled and restrained.
You got him. Okay. 20, 25, 30. Oh, they can run this way. There.
Does that mean I get an attack of opportunity on him?
No, because you only have one reaction per turn.
That's right. You know, there's finite things, Sean. Why you got to remind me about
that? And that is what that bag was for, is for me to hide creatures inside the barn. There you go. These guys all have actions. I think they're all just going to ready their actions, though. I don't think they're going to use dash actions. Which brings us back around to the top, which is the boss. He has a choice he needs to make, because he can't see outside of this wall. Yeah, no. He runs through this side of the wall, burnt and scorched, and uses his action to pat himself out. He kind of like skids to his knee. Not that anybody can see this. Trusk maybe, but he's very waylaid currently. I forgot to take my attacks on you. We'll get back to that in a hot second.
You can forget it. It's okay.
You can forget about it. Forget about it, buddy. But the boss skids out of the thing, feels the rain falling on him, and he very much is looking like, you know, any burnt villain in any fantasy genre. But so we're gonna take several attacks on you. Right.
So at the high ground.
1, 2.
This is where it's gonna go bad, boys.
So there's 3 of these guys attacking you. I need one more die. So these two, and these 2. A 8 and a 5 miss.
Yes.
A 21
hits
and a 7, so 1 hit. And a 13 and a 14.
14 is the magic number.
So 2 hits. So this guy hits you once, and this guy hits you once. For 5 and 2. 5 damage and 2 damage, respectively. So one is a bit more of a deeper cut. The other one's just a nick. These 3 are going to attack you. And they are...
Which one's name is Nick?
Actually, 4 of them are named Nick. They have to differentiate them by small Nick, funny Nick, smelly Nick, and old Nick.
Yep.
These guys only have single attacks, so I'm going to need 3.
Old Nick would rather go by his nickname Twinkie, but nobody likes to call him that.
Correct. Nailed
it's a
it.
good thing they didn't have Kyle Nick there.
Wait, you're saying Nick has a nickname?
All Nicks have nicknames.
only one of these hits you, and deals 6 points of piercing damage. So this one kind of like makes it underneath your armor and sticks you with his short sword. This guy's gonna be like, let me in. Let me at him. Let me at him. Actually, no. He is going to take an attack on you. It's gonna be a ranged attack.
He could have also attacked as he moved past him.
Well, these guys have a fun little ranged attack attached to their short sword, so I'm going to use it. It is a 13 to hit, so just misses you. Do you have a shield, or is it a two-handed axe you're using?
This
Trust.
is a two-handed axe.
A two-handed
this is
axe.
what some might refer to as a great axe.
So you see this pink one who pulls out a flask from its jacket and chucks it at you, and you duck out of the way, and it explodes into the wall of fire behind you, and the orange light that you're fighting in changes to green for a brief instant as a vial of alchemist's fire detonates in the wall of fire. That's all of their turn. That's the boss's turn, who takes his action to put himself out of fire.
Does he take damage for moving through the wall?
No, because he took damage at the start of it. He was existing in the wall.
Yeah.
He was in the fire.
The wall's
So
5 feet wide, technically, or 10 feet wide, I think. And so they took up the entire inside of that.
Yeah, the whole inside of this area is the wall of fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's him. And brings us back to Convergent and Velran.
Okay. Convergent will step up to the two pink guys, step out away from the wall.
You want to be over here, or all the way over here?
Nope.
Sorry.
Right there.
So they're going to take their two held actions, which is just a single short sword. Single short sword attack each. First one is a 18, which is a miss, right?
Yep.
The other one is a 7. So both of them cling cling.
Okay. I will go ahead and take a swing at the one directly in front of me.
You got it.
That's a nat 1, so I will be missing.
Short sword hits the dirt.
Yep. We'll go ahead and cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And drop it in behind the pink guys, next to the blue guy.
So I use the. You want it like there?
Yeah. Yep, that spot. And I will go ahead and hit the blue guy.
You got it.
13.
13 misses.
Okay.
13 misses. Those guys are in more sort of like heavier gear.
Okay.
Chainmails, it looks like they've thrown
full chainmail. All right. Velran will step out and shoot the guy to the left up against the wall.
You got it.
First one, he is not a oh wait, does he? He does. He crits on him.
Nice.
He crits on a 19.
Yeah, I believe both him and Carney do.
Yep. Yeah, the warrior sidekicks. So that will do 9 points.
Nice. And buries it in the chest. The crossbow.
And DC 14 save.
Is it a con save?
I believe it's con. Yeah.
I rolled a natural 19, so
okay.
He saves.
He saves. He will shoot him again. Does not crit and gets a hand crossbow. That's a 12.
12? That one puts it right through like his jaw, the soft part of this guy's mouth, and pins his head to the barn wall.
Okay. All right. That was his actions.
Yep. Right. Leads us to this one dude. My army of thieving thief rogues slaughtered before me. He's got to make a wisdom save. Does he go into the darkness or does he not? He doesn't. He's smart. He's a smart boy. Rolls a good wisdom check. So runs 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and is just like in full retreat. He's the one guy whose spirit you've broken. Which means he's gonna dash 5, 10, 15, 20. He's gonna dive into the house. That's his turn. Brings us to Clarny and Carney.
Okay, I think my firewall is now gone. I think it only lasts through
No,
one turn.
I think it's
no,
concentration.
it's
As long as you
definitely
hold concentration, it'll stay.
You're just
Oh,
holding
okay.
it.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay there. I'm going to have Carney run up next to Convergent there, and he's going to take attacks.
Okay, go right ahead. Yeah, it's a whole minute as long as you keep concentration on it.
Yeah. Okay, so that is an 18 to hit on the first guy, the pink guy. Okay.
Yep, pink guy. That hits pink guy.
And this is obviously the Vorpal Sword, so let me get my D8 out. That is going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Good cut. Good cut. Still standing, but good cut.
And then he's going to take a second attack. Another 18 to hit.
That hits.
And that's going to be 11 points of damage.
That also cuts down that one. So with 2 solid cuts, 2 limbs are severed on that one, and they fall to the ground.
And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and step around the corner. And then I'm going to not get up next to the guy, but I am going to throw my hammer at him. That is a 17 to hit.
Total? Go down to his thing.
Yes. Yeah.
17 total. That hits.
Okay, cool. And then how many D8s do I roll?
2d8 plus 3. It's 3d8 because you have your divine hitting thing. So 3d8 plus 10.
Okay.
It's 48 if it's a giant.
It's 25 total damage.
25 total. And it's just the hole through the guy's chest. The nice circular, the blood drops from top to bottom, and then the guy falls over.
The spray hits the guy in orange behind him. It's that much.
Awesome. And I'm done. That's enough for my guys.
Right. This guy needs to make me a wisdom saving throw, which he succeeds. So you watch like the horror fill this guy's eyes, and then he shakes it off. Eddie.
It is time for Eddie to just kill some people, just to get things moving. So he's got this guy all ensnarled, right?
This guy's in chainmail, and is the most heavily armored of the guys who you're fighting.
Well, let's see how stabbing him a bunch. Actually, you know what? The orange guy isn't quite as armored, is he?
Correct. The orange guy is wearing leather armor. and just has a short sword.
You know what? I'm gonna kill the orange guy first because this guy who's wrapped up will probably do more damage to himself than I can do to him by trying to get out. So,
do you need to move in within melee range? 5 feet?
Yeah, I need to move in. Just
So
a little bit.
Where would you like to be placed?
Just move up. Actually, kind of diagonal. Yeah, there. And Cody will come and move in front of me. Yes. All right. And then we smack the orange guy around with the katana. So that is a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Hello?
I said 24 hits.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Buddy.
Hello?
Is that Japanese internet not working right now? David. David. Why you not hear us?
I think my headphones died or something.
That would make sense.
Weird.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're gonna circle back to this.
Hello?
Okay. So, 24 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
It hits?
Yeah, it hits. Cool. For 15 damage.
How much damage?
Hello?
15.
15. You murder this guy. He's dead.
That guy. Cool. Let's move up a little bit to the pink guy.
It was such like a sad but also expectant hello.
Yeah.
25 to hit.
That hits. It's a good meme. It's a good meme.
15 damage.
15 damage. Let me see their health. He's still standing. This one is still standing, just barely. Like the first one, you completely decapitate, and then with the same sort of like fluid movement, you carve into the torso of this one, and you're like, man, you pull this katana out, and you're like, you really should have just died right there, but you're still holding on.
Is he though?
For some reason.
Cody's taking a swing as well.
All right, go ahead and have a Cody swing.
If he was smart, he would just like, how
much?
18 hit.
18 hits.
For 9 damage.
Yeah, Cody comes up and just puts his katana through the eyes. This one remains restrained, just watching you butcher his two friends.
Hopefully he'll get the lesson and stop struggling. He'll just sit there.
He is actually struggling much more.
That's
But he still got the lesson, trust me.
So after Eddie comes Trust Cadet.
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
All right.
Hey.
I'm going to go for the orange one. Right next to the pink.
This one, you got it.
That is a 19 on the die, so that is a critical hit.
Okay.
For a total of 27 damage.
Butcher that guy. Butcher him.
Which gives me a bonus action attack as well.
Hold on. Let me roll. These two other orange guys have to roll wisdom saves. Pass. Both pass.
Okay. The next orange guy that
Okay.
was standing right next to the orange guy that was there.
He wore his brown pants. It's fine. He knew what he was signing.
That will be a 19
That
to
hits.
hit for 16 damage.
He also. So first guy gets like horribly cleaved into, just like a gruesome sight. This guy, you just sort of like shove the front of your great axe into his chest and push him into the barn, and the back of his head hits the barn and breaks his skull. And
Nice.
He dies.
And
This
then the
guy
blue-
makes another wisdom save and succeeds.
The blue boy who's in front of the barn.
Okay.
This will be a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Or 16.
16. That guy remains standing. That one, he's one of the guys in chainmail. So like the chainmail protects him from a lethal blow.
The only thing Trusk is surrounded by is fear and dead men.
Yeah.
And the smell of
Trusk will fly into a little bit of like not a mechanical rage, but a flavorful rage.
Yeah, I mean you're an orcish warrior. It's
which he typically doesn't let out. So his stern demeanor turns into a
wonderful. Eddie, you can see this. Eddie has a full view of like the carnage surrounding Trusk.
That will be my turn.
Craig, you do have a line on this orange guy.
Oh, I think I can see the lower left thigh of the blue guy behind Trusk, yeah?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, him too. I'll give you him
I see
too.
his toenail.
I'm gonna
Nice.
hunter's mark that guy.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shoot my bow in the air and make the arrow come down on him, you know?
Okay. Yeah. What I do in the modern Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shoot it straight up and I will guide it down like a guided missile.
I will call sharpshooter.
Lovely.
Fabulous with a natural 19.
Yeah.
And I get sneak because of Trusk.
Yeah, he has no idea. He doesn't even know the enemy has an archer.
He does now.
All he knows is he wears brown pants.
Oh, and I've been forgetting that I have a +1 quiver this whole time. Like, since I got it, literally. I know. So that's 29 damage.
Yeah, I mean, that one behind you, because Truck's paying attention to this guy, just the guy behind you has an arrow buried to the feathers in the top of his head.
And then I'm going to shoot through my friends at the orange guy.
Yeah.
Also sharpshooter. With a 13.
13 meets it, beats it.
All right. And that'll be 19 damage.
That one is an arrow to the heart.
Shatter the heart.
And you're too late.
I don't have line of sight on anybody else, do I?
No, the darkness bubble and the fire bubble.
Yeah.
I have created a sort of like
Right.
half of the battle.
I will be moving my hunter's mark next turn, hopefully.
Yep.
That's me.
After you comes Narvos.
Julio. How tall are these bubbles in front of me?
20 feet, 15 feet.
Okay. I'll fly up enough so I can see basically just the group of guys there on the other side of the bubbles.
You kind of got to go up in the barn for that.
That works for me. So there's a bunch of guys there and they're forming defensive positions. I don't like that.
So just fun facts, order of operations. As you get line of sight on kind of like these back guys and the Rangers, the Rangers get line of sight on you and take their held actions.
Okay.
Find them. There they are. So they make 2 ranged attacks. So first 2 are a natural 1 and a 8. Both of them miss.
Yep.
A 13 and an 11. I assume both miss.
Yep.
And a 15 and an 8.
Both miss.
Crossbow bolts fly around you.
Death Angel is not amused. All right.
Please continue.
Yeah, 30-foot radius. So I'm pretty sure I'll basically be able to hit all of those guys. 60-foot diameter.
Why is that spell so large?
Sickening radiance.
Whoa.
Gross. Ugh.
So, and yeah, it goes around corners. So
60.
pretty sure even Mr. Man inside the
10, 15,
building.
30, 35. Yeah. Hold on. That's center point. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Actually, like
Might
this.
not get that guy.
You will get that guy, yeah.
All right.
Because this is the circle.
Yeah, just barely got him.
Just barely. I got his toe.
Poor guy.
All right. So they all need to make DC 20 con saves, pretty please.
Is a nasty spell.
The
It
Angel of Death. I'm gonna roll all of my 20s. And I'll just assign as we go. We'll go from right to left with the boss being the last one.
Okay.
So first guy, I mean, if they need a 20, let me just look at their con. All of the Rangers have a -1 con. The orange guys also have a -1 con. The blue guys have a +1 con.
Who dumps health stat?
Yeah, what?
Idiot Rangers.
Bandits dump health stat. Bandits.
They're bandits. They're dumb. What do you mean?
Right, yeah, they might not have much of a choice.
0 on the purple ones, and then our one assassin has a 0 as well. So, I mean, I'm looking for 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We'll do the 16 and then the boss. So no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 failures. And now I need to roll 6 more dice. Okay, I'm going to count these 2 19s I rolled as these 2 goobers passing.
Okay.
And everybody else failed.
Everyone else failed.
And now I roll the boss. And what is his con? His con is a +3. Boss has a +3 con. +5 con saves. Because he has actual saving throws. Oh, actually, they had +3. Oh, no. I don't think it mattered. I think only those guys had even remotely close. So +5. And I rolled an 18, so we got a 23. Boss also succeeds.
Okay, so anyone that succeeds, they're fine. Everybody else can take 40-10 radiant, suffer 1 level of exhaustion, and emit a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius.
Roll your 40-10, please.
Okay. Oh dear God. Okay. A 9, a 9, a 9, and a 6. 33.
I mean, everybody's dead. So they all just sort of like cough, choke, grab their throats, look at each other. It's Chernobyl in them. Wild.
Angel of Death, buddy.
Right, and nobody sees it but Narvos. Valentar.
Oh, I walk straight into it and take 10 damage. Just 30 feet. Well, I would probably turn around, I'm assuming, so.
5, and then you're gonna take the damage and then you're gonna leave, hopefully.
Yeah.
Is what's about to happen. So I need a con save from you. DC 20 con save, buddy.
Yeah.
Nope, I got a 19.
19. What a shame. All right, so
All right,
roll the 40-10 again. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I'll roll it separate.
Yep. It's a new turn. New instance of damage.
Slightly better, 29.
29. You still standing, Balantar?
Yeah.
You also have a level of exhaustion.
You do
and
have a
you're
level of
growing and you're glowing green.
I'll go back out and then like take a step back and then hold an action for an attack if anyone comes within 10 feet of me.
You got it.
When fighting.
Ooh.
I still have thank you.
Yep. Was readjusting.
So the only question for you is that it's darkness, and that's a higher level light spell. Darkness doesn't say anything specific about being dispelled, but I don't know how you work that.
Does, doesn't it actually?
Dim greenish light.
Not light.
Darkness.
The effect is still there. It's
Yeah.
still,
I believe darkness itself covers magical light, so you wouldn't see it within the darkness unless you have, I believe it's daylight that breaks it.
Yeah.
If any of the spell's area overlaps from the area of light created by a second level or lower. Yeah, so it's fine. Yep.
You're just creating a sort of Pac-Man or side view of the Death Star right now.
Right. So after Balantar is these guys, and they're running for the hills. And actually, it's everybody here's turn. It's full retreat. These guys are. I mean, I actually have to kind of count it out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 40. They're going to use the windmills, like whatever kind of cover they can. And this guy is also going to just beat feet with him. His only remaining men, his hopefully still loyal men. And these guys have no idea.
I don't know, man. He looks like a guy who's gonna.
Yeah, I think they're very paying attention.
Bars of soap.
I think they're very paying attention to Trusk and have no idea what has just happened to the majority of the people they know. So 4 attacks on Trusk. One's 19. So
one of them gets 2 attacks.
Both of those guys have 2 attacks. The blue guys have always had 2 attacks. They tried to hit you 6 times last turn, and I think missed most of them. It is a 22 to hit on one of them, and then a 6 to hit, which misses.
That will miss.
And then a 13 and a 15.
The 15 hits.
So that is a hit for both. Oh, decent damage. A 9 slashing damage and 8 slashing damage, respectively. And then this one is going to engage as well. And get a 17 to hit. And that one only has 1 attack, though. And this one is a short sword, so it's piercing. Oh, crap. Piercing damage. And you take 8 points of piercing damage.
I am bloodied.
I rolled max damage on 2 of those 3 damages. That's their turn. This guy has his turn. He's going to attempt to escape.
Sean, I forgot about the wild magic and I rolled a 2.
Okay, we'll circle back to that. I rolled a natural 20 to escape Eddie.
Oh, yeah, you'll get out.
Okay, so he uses his action to break the restraint. I mean, he just watched you butcher 2 of his allies without a second thought. So I think he is going to, and he hasn't seen Craig, so I think he's just going to try and run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So Craig, you spot him. Eddie, you just watch him leave. You got a runner. You got a runner in the wheat field.
Eddie's going to try and catch him. That's what he's doing his next turn.
And that's everybody. Wild magic. Roll me a D100.
Yeah, buddy. 69.
Nice. Make a Constitution saving throw, against your spell save DC. So DC 20. DC
Oi.
20 con save.
Was it +5? Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it. Okay, cool. Nothing happens. Does
Does he feel sick or something?
Nope. No, he saved.
Okay.
That's me. Conversion.
Conversion is gonna go ahead and move the spiritual weapon up to the blue guy. That's got his back to us and is attacking Trusk. And he kind of like looks over at Clarn and he's like, gonna need you to like move that fire. Because there really isn't anywhere for him to go.
Can I just? I'm done. Done with my fire.
You can do it as an free action whenever. Maybe you need to do it on your turn, but it's fine. Which is the start of Conversion being able to see just bodies and like bile being like humanoids convulsing and twitching on the ground in their death throes.
He'll kind of slowly walk up towards the farmhouse and I don't know if he's gonna
Walk over a
was
couple
that
of
his
bodies.
was that his full move there?
Yeah, that was 30. That was 30 feet.
Okay. So yeah, he'll just kind of like stop there and kind of look it over, and I will do. I don't know if like you want an Arcana check. To see
Sure.
if I can recognize.
Yeah. Right ahead.
I got 11.
11. I would say no. Then I would say you see the green gaseous nature of it all, and you're like, this is what killed him. But what the hell happened? Right. Make your attack with the spiritual weapon.
All right. Okay. 21 to hit.
Can you? I'm going to say you can. I'm going to say I'm going to use the parry ability that this guy has. He gains 6 to his AC and parries it.
Okay.
Because he has, if I remember correctly, like 3 health. So he's going to be like, no.
Yeah, that's the guy I creamed.
Absolutely not. I will not die from a floating weapon. Won't do it. I'm going to have this guy kill me.
Actually, Velron's going to walk up and shoot him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's just going to turn and point his crossbow at him. Turn it sideways.
So it's upright like a normal bow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The 6 is going to miss.
6 will miss, yeah.
And that will miss as well.
Okay. The guy ducks, dodges, and goes, no, I will have a warrior's death.
Yeah, when you turn it sideways, it doesn't quite stay.
It doesn't actually shoot correctly. Yeah.
Yep.
Clarny and Carney.
Okay, let's I'm gonna go ahead and move up. Both of us move up. Yep, just keep going. And we're just gonna hang out there. Oh no. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. I'm gonna throw my hammer at the blue guy there.
This one? Yep. That poor guy just can't get his warrior's death.
That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Parry this casual.
Pretty much is how it goes.
We're gonna do all 3 of these here. So,
I mean, dude's got 3 health. So, It's a classic. He ducks, he dodges out of the Velran's crossbows, gets up, gives Velran the bird, and then Clarny comes around the corner and his hammer just destroys his hand and goes straight through his own head. And the guy flops to the ground.
And then does Carney have how many? Do you have like another? Can he walk up?
No,
5 feet?
absolutely not. Nope.
Okay, then he's just gonna take a dodge if he needs it. And we're good there.
You got it. After you comes Eddie.
That guy ain't getting away. I'm chasing after him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then a tackle in the wheat field.
Run, Eddie, run!
That's contested. What,
Yes.
athletics?
Yeah, you want an athletics check. I am also rolling athletics. He got a
You got 13.
13. Rolled a natural 13 plus 1.
Wow. I guess I'm
14.
Eddie's action surging then.
Okay, so the guy like wiggles. I'm going to imagine you guys are like prone on the ground, and he like wriggles out of your way, and then you action surge.
14.
14. Let's roll again. I rolled a 4.
Great. We
So
got him.
you grab him. Cody walks over 5, 10, 15, 20.
Looks him straight in the eye. Stop resisting. You're caught.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
All right. There we go. 19.
And he stops resisting. He stops wiggling. He throws his long swords onto the ground. Stops resisting.
All right. Well, that's Eddie.
Right, Trusk. There's only 2 left. There's these 2 left.
Yeah. Let's do something about that. We'll go for Pinky first. Going to be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
For 13 damage.
I don't think you'd hurt that one yet. So they're still standing. Just barely though. Another one of those like into the chest, really, really hurt hits.
And the second one is going a 19 on the die.
Okay.
That's a crit.
Pretty sure he did.
He's very dead.
So-
Super duper dead.
The important thing about that crit is it buys me a bonus action attack
I mean,
on the other
killing
guy.
him is going to buy you the bonus action attack on the other guy.
Oh, that's true.
Roll to hit. Roll to hit from the blue guy. He's the last one standing. You've got 1 captive, 3 runners, and this guy who
That'll
hasn't
be
really.
another crit
All right.
for a total of
Okay.
28 damage.
And he fucking bites it. This guy just like
This is stupid.
chainmail. He's ready to fight, and just an axe buries itself in his neck.
We thought the person to be scared of for a crit was Carney.
Yeah.
Right.
He will straighten off his duster. And fix his monocle.
I'm gonna let Eddie have this and do his Zephyr Strike and circle the darkness to the right. It's 60 feet.
50, 55, 60. Yeah, and you can see them running in the distance.
I'll ping that captain.
Yeah, the boss.
Yeah, what's the
We don't
distance
know.
on that though, just to make sure I'm using the right weapon here?
Oh,
Yeah, it's less than 600.
5, 10. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, less than 600.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Is it gonna be this kind of game where you're gonna try and
Those
snipe
guys
them
aren't
all the way
getting
out?
away from me. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna switch the style of this then. And it's gonna be like Because take your first shot though.
Well, the first
Take your
one
first
was with sharpshooter. It's 22 still.
That hits. Yeah, that hits him.
Yeah. Which
take your first shot because they're not going to like try and dive and get out of the way until they know they're taking fire.
Regular.
Yeah.
15, 31 damage.
31 damage. I'm going to do the classic bandit leader thing where he, at the last second, hears the arrow coming and grabs this guy, puts him in front of it, and not like right through between the eyes, buries itself in this guy. And you've got a second attack.
Yeah.
But he does that and they're still moving. Like, imagine this is like a moving thing that's happening.
That one was a 23 with sharpshooter.
A 23 with sharpshooter
I rolled an
will
18.
hit.
And I rolled max
hot
damage.
today, guys.
So that's, it's 8 plus 15. Math. 23.
23. So this one buries itself in his chest and he looks very hurt, but is still running.
Nice.
He definitely saved himself by putting his lackey there. So now what I want to do is I'm going to roll d20s and you're going to roll d20s, and I'm trying to beat your perception.
Yeah,
and that's
I
what we're
could
doing.
probably hit them. I can double my spell of 150 feet if I need to.
You can go ahead and try.
He's next too, so
you can join. You can join the sort of like perception fight because they're trying to duck on like underneath wheat and underneath like on the other side of like hills. They're like using this is where they've lived. They know where the potholes are.
A couple of questions here. At this point, is Narvos continuing to concentrate?
No, I'm dropping it.
Okay, you're dropping that, and then there's the darkness.
Which that's not me, but
right.
Well, I don't know what anyone else says because I'm holding an action for the 10 minutes.
I would have yelled, "You're not getting away from me!" So you would have heard that.
Okay, I'm continuing to hold an action until I hear something that's not battle.
While they're trying to get this, Truska's going to go about collecting some sort of proof of death from each one of these bandits, so that they
can like pull off buttons and
ears,
or you could be more grisly about it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep, that works.
Yep.
Tongues.
I drop con and then fly basically so I have a as far as I can see clear shot around the thing at them. And it's going to be not necessarily a to this individual person, but more of a to whom it may concern spell.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, if I need, would I need to extend 150 foot?
They're going to double move 60 feet before you take your turn. So he's gone.
Right after me.
So
okay. Oh
yeah, I'm right after. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If I need to put my spell to 300 feet, I will. Otherwise, I'm gonna just do a fireball at them.
40, 45, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. They're 80 feet away from you.
Fireball.
Poor guys.
To whom it may concern.
Both of them fail. Poor the boss is toast.
Fire.
Yeah,
33, and then if any of them live, I'm putting my other 8 of radiant damage from me being Death
Craig,
Angel.
you watch your arrow hit. They begin to run, and then it's like they're illuminated, so that you see their black silhouette for a second, and then it very much. I view this as like an anime explosion, where it's like that bright white light. And you can see the black silhouette with kind of like the haze filter around them. And then the fire explodes and there's nothing left.
Dust.
And Castlevania, yeah.
I'm
told
gonna say
you.
the windmill. I'm gonna say the windmill begins
Oh
burning.
yeah, like the bottom chunk of it would get blasted away, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's starting to fall. See?
Yeah.
Look at it go.
And like a couple seconds later, it topples over onto the ground. It like fall.
It was probably
I also
old.
remember this time. I'm gonna roll another D100 because that is a 1.
Nice.
that.
Yeah. Roll me a D100.
I'm just making up for all the times I forgot about it.
I would yell to
44.
Balantar as soon as combat's over.
24, you say.
44.
44, you say.
44, you say.
So, buddy, you transform into an empty wooden chest.
Bonk.
Love that.
I imagine you have like little wings, little flappy like Hermes wings that just sort of like flutter and do nothing. I'll set chest.
You just watch this little like definitely not a mimic, but little wing things just flop to the ground and just flop.
That's when you start filling it up with loot.
It's a mimic.
That's how baby chests are made.
So we'll circle back to you, Narvos, soon. Right. Craig, so you said you were going over to Balantar.
Shout out to him. Drop the darkness.
Yeah, I dropped the darkness then.
You guys look around. It is, especially in the area around where Trusk was, a bloody massacre, like Invincible or some really bloody anime type stuff happened over here. In this area, it looks like the plague happened, or a wave of radiation, and like a lot of people died holding their necks, like they choked and asphyxiated. Yeah. Eddie's over there wrestling, kind of not even wrestling. This guy actually surrendered, so he's just sitting there.
I'm binding this guy's hands together with my my chain. I say the magic word, and this guy's hands are bound. I stand him up, and I'm walking him over to the rest of the group.
So Eddie walks over with the prisoner.
All right, prisoner. All right, Goober. Tell us everything. How many bandits are in this area? What is the power structure? Why do you bandit? Go.
He spits at you.
He spits at me?
Yeah.
I say a word, the vines on his hands get tighter, and the spurs start digging into his wrists.
I mean, he squeals about that, but remains tight-lipped. Spits some blood at you this time. Well, he'll spit it at your boots.
I say, incredible, and I ask Narvos, let's prepare the ceremony to extract his soul and turn him into an undead minion, forever tormented.
You turn to say that to Narvos, and Narvos isn't around.
Oh, fuck.
Would I have any of my abilities, like my telepathic speech, or I'm just chest?
You are technically petrified right now.
Very well.
Well, I just say that to the closest person. I'm just bluffing, like we're actually.
You say that to Velran, then you turn to Velran and you're like, gather the materials. Velran, let me roll for Velran. He rolled a natural 20. Velran's on it. Velran goes, yes, sir. I will gather the needed materials to extract this man's soul. Loth will be pleased that we will give her such a wonderful, wonderful offering. And he turns to go to Conversion. And Conversion, you see the big smile on his face as he turns around.
Sean, passive 20, would I see the chest transformation happen?
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, there was a darkness bubble there, so you just see a chest out there, and your passive perception
at like 30 feet in the air, right?
Yeah. It's a bit of a beat up chest. Maybe one of the bits is broken a little bit.
But he transformed in the air, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. So you saw Narvos turn into a chest and plop to the ground.
I walk over to him calmly.
Cody's gonna start making a pentagram out of all the bodies.
You just start grabbing pieces of bodies that are around Trusk, like an arm from
Yeah.
one
Trust will
guy.
pass you over here.
boy,
This
now.
looks like a good leg.
Convergence gonna be like, no, don't be doing that.
I say to the prisoner, of course, information, might be enough to buy your way out of this. We getting any progress here? Roll bluff. Is that what we need?
I mean, roll an intimidation check again, buddy. It's getting harder and harder, though. He's kind of resigning himself to.
God damn it! Can anyone help me with this?
Yeah, Narvos.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to say.
Trusk is helping you. You're getting help.
So with
Just
help,
buddy helps you.
Trusk will be like, yeah, I suppose that if we do this ceremony, he doesn't need all of his appendages first. We carve off a little here and there.
I don't know much. I came from Shelter Town. I just needed the money. They recruit. They recruit from the poor of Solnar. They recruit from the poor of Shelter Town. We're just trying to make money. I don't even know the boss's name. I just joined. Okay, we don't even bandit. We haven't. There's no trade that happens out here. We're just trying to make a living.
Do you know if there were any more of the insignias, perhaps, in the ruins that you would give new hires?
We got some of us once we'd done a few missions. We would get these buttons. He
Yes.
looks at the lapel of his jacket, and you see that most of the individuals you killed had like a shiny silvery button.
He's trying to see if maybe there's like a sack of them stashed away so they could turn in more buttons than people that they killed.
There is nothing this guy could tell you. He has no idea. The best he knows of who had them was the boss.
Well, let's gather up these buttons. We could use them some way. It would be useful.
Yes, you could put them in Narvos. I'm knocking on the top of him.
Yeah, Craig walks up holding a rather large wooden chest.
It seems the prince is a container.
And he makes a note of where the bandits are coming from, so he can tell that to the guards if we ever go back there. Maybe that can give them some more tools to handle bandits.
I think that might have been a piece of information the guards told us already. Was that the from that town the bandits come?
Yeah. The bandits use there are many more like abandoned farms around the attempted settlement areas of Solnar. The bandits use them as like cover and headquarters. You guys are a formidable group. Like the city guard can't do this. The city guard don't roll knee deep in wizards. Yeah. Like it's Marshall v. Marshall fights.
I suggest we stack the various body parts up in a monument with a warning to the bandits.
It's a lot of work.
It would take a long time.
I'm a hard worker.
Stack up the body parts.
Pretty early.
I'm not particularly impressed with the idea of desecrating bodies.
Convergent, you have now said two things that make you a more reasonable guy. This one guy turns to you and goes, please, just let me go. I'll go back to Shelter Town. I'll live a good life. Just please.
Why were you in Shelter Town, not Solnar?
Shelter Town's where I was born.
If you just go to the gates, you find a guard, hold your hands up, say, I was born in Shelter Town. I seek refuge. They most likely will take you, yes?
They of course would, but then I'd just be homeless on the streets of Solnar, never able to leave again.
And me and this guy.
Why would I want that?
I point at Eddie. So me and this guy did that for a week, and it wasn't that bad.
I don't want to live on handouts. I want to have my hands in the fields.
You
And
did
people
a week,
abandoning?
There's
and it wasn't inside.
We cultivate this farm. We live off the land. If we take from those who travel through, who cares? Not many people do.
You understand that they've got a bounty on your heads. Brigands.
Well, you've gathered enough money from my friends. What is one more getting away? Here, I'll give you my button. You can take it and claim a bounty. Let me leave. Let me go home. Let me live.
Insight to see if what the impression I've got of this guy.
Sure.
How honest he's being.
also got passive 20.
Insight 22.
Dude's bartering for his life. You've slaughtered everybody he knows. He is the last remaining living person out of a company of around 35. He is actively just let me leave. Let me leave. So what you risk by letting him leave, you are unclear. If you kill him, it's another reward, and you can worry about the stain it puts on your hands and your soul. But if you let him leave, he could continue banditing. He could return to Sheltertown, like he says. It is almost guaranteed. I think Converge and Craig are probably the only two who think of this. It is almost guaranteed that if you let him live, your the tale of your adventuring party will spread across this continent faster than it will currently.
All right.
I would say this. If he agrees never to cross our paths again in a way such as this, we will give him this one chance.
Of course, I never want to see you guys again.
Only this one chance. Would you agree that that seems reasonable, Conversion?
Yes. Untie him.
Thank you.
Wait, but I wanted to put him inside of Starboy, and then we dispelled the chest and see what happened.
Sure. Eddie's game for whatever,
This was a little joke on my part. Sorry. They don't come across easy.
/J.
In particular, since this guy's using his one chance right now, I would like to make a mark of that somewhere on his body. So if we ever run into him again, we know he already used his
chance. How about
chance.
you just remember his face? Huh?
We know who.
Yeah, how about you take a look at this guy's face and be like, cool. Great.
I'll take a second before he leaves and look at him.
I do want to do one thing with him. I want to use him to train my parrot to scout for enemies. Is what I want to do.
No, absolutely not.
No.
The guy is profusely giving you the finger, just like, dude, you guys got to watch this one. Like, if he's gonna be the spokesman of when you capture prisoners, geez.
Yeah. He's just the guy that likes to capture people. So
I'm thankful he didn't murder me on the ground after I surrendered, but I'm unclear which is a worse fate.
If it weren't for him doing that, I would have put an arrow through your neck. So
lovely. I'm going to head to Sheltertown now. I hope I never see you again.
Trusk will pick him up with one hand and set him on his feet.
Wonderful. That is terrifying. Goodbye. Good luck.
On your way now.
Fuck. And he just starts running. Like full sprint run.
I say, wait. I say, hey. Does he look back?
No.
He doesn't look back?
No, he's in full sprint.
Sure.
He wants nothing to do with you guys. I mean, can you blame him? He's amazed he got away. He's not going to stop and like, you know, you say hey, and his first thought is, if I turn around, I'm going to catch an arrow.
Yeah, probably.
So
For probably about 30 seconds, he's
Does he
like,
start zigzagging?
when's the arrow? Then he
Yeah.
Does he start
gets,
zigzagging?
covered.
He doesn't. He never starts zigzag. He does the full Rickon of, instead of zigzagging, he just is trying to get distance. And like Craig, you watch him for a little while, and he doesn't stop his full sprint until he's like gone. The dude full runs. He probably gained a level of exhaustion the rate he was just full sprinting. But he.
Well, I'm hungry. Who's up for some rations?
Hi. You guys can recover, and at around lunchtime, you guys gather together outside the creepy forest. This forest looms in front of you.
I'm still.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, at some point in the walk. Well, no, we'll say as you guys sit around at lunch. Let me paint the picture as we come to a close here. It's about little past midday. You guys decide to take a short rest, gather for lunch outside the forest before you go deeper. You put down the chest that is Narvos. You guys gather your meal. It's still raining. It's really nice. There's a sort of old wooden fence that surrounds the path to the creepy forest. It's inside the forest. It kind of billows a fog that makes it so you can't really see in there. Dark, curled trees with branches that are about like at 10 feet and a thick canopy of leaves at the top. Very much the feeling of like, you know, the trees are going to reach down and grab you. They even sort of curl around the outside with this very like dark brown bark with sort of olive green, dark green leaves on the top. And as you guys take your break and your short rest, Narvos returns out of chest form, lying on the ground, wings retract finally.
With a gold piece in his belly, because I left one in there.
Yeah.
Can you feel the gold piece?
Oh, that feels not good.
What was it?
I did a spell and that happened.
Doesn't get stuck.
Yeah.
Not cool.
That's too
not
constipated.
Store.
Happened.
Yep. Well, now we get to see what this haunted woods is truly like.
Smells like death.
Thumbs up. Our next time we will dive into the forest and find out what protectors there are for the orb. The orb that Icknath is searching for.
Icknath special orb.
Icknath special orb. Next time. All right. Good night, everybody.